Welcome Flyers Africa Television, a program on Africa and the diaspora. I am Patricia Baby Amawa. On today's program, we're featuring the Crossover Mentorship Project, an initiative aimed at equipping young people with tools that will help them maximize their potential. The pilot edition was run by Planet Africa and Covenant Chapel of the Redeemed Christian Church of God. Today's show is dedicated to my father and mentor, Augustine Babia, who passed away on March 8, 2009. To get started, here are clips from the program. Welcome back. The importance of mentorship in the life of a child cannot be overemphasized. I owe a lot to my father and other mentors who have helped me through life. I remember one of the things that my father said to me when I was growing up. He said, the value of your life is not in the things that you own, but in who you are. And this has helped me not to attribute too much significance to vanity, but to virtue. Let's look at some of the things that the kids at the Crossover Mentorship Program learned.
I've been a police officer for 10 years. I've had a chance to work in different units. I came to Canada 19 years ago, and when I initially came here, I spent a year in high school before I went to university, where I graduated with honors at York University. From there, I became a police officer.
My name is Michael.
Go ahead.
And how long does it take to become a police officer, and what are the benefits of being a police officer?
Education is paramount, and pretty much everyone who has been hired these days has either a college, university, at least has either a college or university education. So keep that in mind. There's an exam that you have to write, and that's why if you open the pamphlet, it tells you. So you got to go through the whole process. So there's exams, aptitude test, there's an interview, and there's a psychological test. And what happens is after you go through all this, and there's a physical component as well too. If you're successful, then you get hired by any of the police services. And after that, you'll be sent to the Ontario Police College, which is just before London, Ontario. It's at a little town called Alma. You will spend close to 3 months over there, and pretty much you will learn all the theoretical aspect of the law. And then when you come back, what happens is you'll be assigned to what we call a coach officer. So you have an experienced officer who'll be driving with you, and everything that you've learned at the police college, you'll be taught how to apply it, and you stay with the coach officer until you're ready to be on your own. I mean, I have a cousin who was shot in his spinal cord. He's only 26 years old, and for the rest of his life, he's going to be in a wheelchair. But what happens is, when you don't take education seriously, right, then you're going to have to look for other avenues to survive. So what do? You start selling drugs. That's the easiest way to make money. When you start selling drugs, what happens is there are a number of drug dealers, and they all have certain areas that they believe is theirs. So if a person or a group of it's a group selling drugs in this area, what happens is, to get rid of them and to get rid of competition, they kill them. And that's what is happening. So most of the shootings that you see, This is the root cause of everything. And once again, I'm coming back to education. If you don't have education, you have nothing to fall on. Most of these people doing the shooting, believe it or not, are 15, 16, 17, 18. But when you start smoking the drugs and you start getting into that environment, life means nothing to you. Because if you can take a gun and kill another human being, think about it.
How you choose to live your life is what it is that's going to elevate you to a higher level. I'm also inspired by a message that one preacher, man of God, actually said. He indicated that no one can rise above the level of his humility. You know, you might be really competent and, you know, very skilled and all that, but if you want to rise to the top, you have to be humble and so on and so forth. So these are the kinds of things that as you participate in this program, you'll be able to get to know much more about. We'll also be able to hear about some of the success stories, individuals who have been able to succeed and achieve so much. So these are some of the things that we'll be in a position of doing.
The more questions you ask, the more you get out of it. Because no two people think alike. What you're thinking of, even if you're twins, what one twin is thinking about is different from what the other twin is thinking about. Unless you share the same brain, of course. But if you have, for as long as you have different thought processes, you will ask different questions and you will get different things out of the answers. The mentors you will meet, Moses has given you an idea of who they are. We've got politicians, we've got police officers, we've got academicians, we've got social workers, we've got youth developers, we've got people from practically every walk of life. We've got medical doctors, we've got lawyers, engineers, businessmen, general businessmen, everything you can think of.
Like, a lot of people don't have opportunities to be able to share how they feel or be able to talk to adults because they feel either at home or at school that there's no one they can talk to. And a lot of kids, they really just want to be themselves, but they try to conform to the media, or, you know, a guy who has a gun is tough, or a girl who gets with a lot of guys is really popular. So it's that they have no sense of self, really, and that's the problem. That's why they do the things that they're not supposed to, and they're losing out on great opportunities.
I think mentorship is so very, very important and also very effective. And I'm also trying to encourage mentorship at all levels, even amongst people who probably are looking for mentors themselves. So I sponsor an academic mentorship program, the Imani program, at the University of Toronto, Scarborough, where the mentors are in fact members of the University of Toronto at Scarborough Black Students Association, and the mentees are middle school and high school students in East Scarborough who, if they do end up going to college or university, will be the first in their family to go to college or university.
Planet Africa Television will be right back.